I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second.
He wants smoke, I'll bring the matches.
When it comes to pop culture and fun, we're the whole deal.
Synchronizing watches. It is January 5th, and ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to Side Dish. I go by the name of Headkrack, and we have the lovely, beautiful, talented Claudia Jordan in the building, along with the handsome man over there on the far right or left, depending on what side of the couch you're sitting on, the one, the only Teyana Thomason, and we back together for 2026. Crowd goes wild.
I miss y'all. I've definitely gotten used to seeing y'all every night except weekends. Mm-hmm. And it seemed really long. Yes. Yeah,
it's been too long. I felt like a ship without a rudder. There's no wind in my sails. I needed to get in here and see what, Justin Harris is up to. I need these comments in my life. The chat section's already going crazy. Guys, I checked in. This is how little I have to do in my life. Earlier today, I was just like, I wonder if that YouTube link is up. And I got on that YouTube link at 2 in the afternoon. And the chat was already happening for today's episode at 2 in the afternoon.
Really?
I love that. Let me tell you how much I missed you guys. Even on the rerun episodes, I was in the chat with the chat people, and the chat people were there watching their comments from when they was on the chat when the episode first ran and aired. And I even saw the episode that they used for when the intro comes on and I'm wearing that weird hat. It's weird that they picked that because I would never wear that hat really. But I saw the episode where I was wearing that hat. So it's almost like when you watch it a show, you're like, I wonder what episode that scene's going to happen. You saw that scene.
That's funny.
How was y'all's New Year's?
Man, it was real dad-like.
Real dad-like, early to bed?
No, not at all. So now everybody in the crib is at the place now where they like to stay up past midnight. And that's new to me because there's been mad years where I'm gonna be responsible. I'm gonna stay home and be with my family. They fall asleep at 9. So I made it my vow to never be here on New Year's Eve. So the last 3-4 years, I've been in Tokyo. I was in LA last year. So this year I stayed and after we watched the Stranger Things finale, we went in the front yard, we was blowing up fireworks, we was wilding out.
That's great.
What'd y'all do?
I stayed in Dallas. I was supposed to go to Ghana. So the flights there were open. And all the way back, I wouldn't have been able to fly back until today, meaning not arrive back into Dallas until tomorrow. So I couldn't do it. Then I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to St. Croix because their carnival was on the 3rd. Didn't do that because the first half of our vacation, I went to I went to Vegas for the Jeezy concert, which was black tie. It was really nice. And that night, I had gotten the worst flu ever. That I hardly even gambled in Vegas, which is not like me. I went to bed and I could not move. I had the worst flu I ever had in my life. I was struggling. So, yeah.
No, Vegas is the best place to pick up international germs. I got my first COVID during the Wilder Fury fight of February of 2020.
International germs is wild.
Then Gary Owen was in Dallas for New Year's, so that was what I did on the actual night. Teyana, did you go out on New Year's?
You know what? I hung out. A bunch of my family got together at this little cabin on the bank of a lake in Oklahoma. There's probably about 20 of us all together, and we just had champagne and played games. It just kind of had a small. I mean, 20 is not small, but a smallish family gathering. So kept it in. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
Shout out
right.
to everybody in the chat who celebrated outside and inside with us and all the things. And let's dive into this, shall we? New year, new lawsuit against a celebrity. And Will Smith, of all people, is being slapped with a lawsuit for sexual harassment, wrongful termination, and retaliation by his tour violinist, Brian King Joseph. Now, here's the breakdown. Brian claims that in March of 2025 in Vegas, while on tour with Will, somebody broke into his hotel room, left HIV meds with someone else's name, a creepy note saying, "I'll be back," and more. Brian reported the break-in to the security and police and Will's team. But Will's team allegedly fired him days later and accused him of making it all up. The lawsuit also claims Will was grooming him for sexual exploitation. Now, of course, Will's lawyers are saying that those claims are false, but here's a video Brian posted days before the lawsuit dropped.
Hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. I was excited, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you, and that's pretty much it.
Damn.
What's the most bizarre part of this story to y'all?
Just finding somebody's HIV medicine in my room. Like, I would think if you have HIV, it's probably a really important pill you need to take every day, and you probably wouldn't leave that behind. Like, it's not like, oh, I left my bobby pin there. It's, I left my life-saving medication in your room. And whose name was it under?
Yeah, so it's so weird. I had to read a little more about this because I was just like, I saw that video and he didn't really say a lot, to be honest. He didn't really say a whole lot in the video. He was just like, hey, I was on this tour, it didn't work out for yada, 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 and this person's huge. And then you read the complaint and he doesn't directly say that Will Smith did anything. Like, the complaint is like, hey, this stuff was left in my room. It's a note that said he's going to come back. Evidently, the note was signed by some guy named Stone F, which I have no idea how to interpret that. If anybody knows who Stone F is, let us know. But I'm just like, I don't know. Something about this one. I need more information before I can 100% get on his side. And I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But fired for filing a complaint is crazy. That's,
well, sometimes it's not what you do, it's how you do it, though. Go ahead, T.
The other thing too is on tours, it was a few years ago, Lizzo had her tour together and the dancers came back around and the dancers press charges against Lizzo for all this other stuff. And they had these crazy things to say. When you put together a big tour, that's just not 2 or 3 people who you got to manage all their personalities, 40, 50, all total. And so someone can present to be very put together and then behind the scenes, they might be a little messy.
Yeah. And I hate that Will is the biggest name attached to this whole situation because people automatically assume that it was Will Smith that broke in his room, left the HIV medicine. That's like you forget to take your Zyrtec, but way more extreme. You know what I mean? You're not gonna just leave that in the joint, and and then you got fired over all of that, and it was probably a background dancer.
But why? What? Who leaves their HIV medic? What is that? And the person that did is that's scary to me.
A forgetful, ill person?
Yeah, somebody who's really confident in their T cell count. I don't. It's kind of crazy because here's the thing: is he's saying something about feeling like Will was grooming him. Well, how? Tell us how. How was Will Smith grooming you? Will Smith, who's had a couple big lawsuits over the last couple years, and just all of a sudden now Will Smith is the kind of guy who does this all the time, despite having 40 years of a relatively clean image.
Right. I mean, there's been whispers about things, but not things like this. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily think that's within Will's lexicon of his character. But once again, you think you know these people till you don't. Bill Cosby was the poster child for fatherhood till you find out he was putting his pudding pop in places pudding pop shouldn't be put. So,
and a spike to pudding pop at that.
Right. Yeah. The ones on the highest shelf that never.
You got to be careful where you're putting pops. I'll tell you that right now. Cali stacking, I'm with you though. Somebody wants a payday. That's my thing. Is I feel and oh my God, people are gonna come for me on this. There are some times when someone says, "Oh, it was wrongful termination," blah 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 blah. I feel like if somebody gave him a wink one time as they were passing in the hallway, "Hey, good job," or whatever it is, or not a good game, Pat, for your violin solo. I feel like people are looking for things to take offense about.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, Will Smith was actually on tour.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the wildest part of the story.
Mm-hmm. Because now, if he came around and he said he maybe play a skin flute solo for Big Willie style, that would be different. That would be but he's playing violin solos. And so when we
Tanner out the gate early in 2026 with a correctness. I like the 2026 Tanner. All right, we will keep y'all abreast of this story. All right, moving on. So the internet is in shambles over actress and influencer Lala Milan's recent commentary. Lala was on live with a comedian friend when Lala said this about dating women and her ex.
I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad because as far as I'm concerned, I already dated a woman.
You did? When was this?
My kid is, my baby mama. Yes, child. It wasn't actually a woman, but the characteristics and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? What? Listen, feminine men exist. You know what I'm saying? So with that, it's one of those things to where it might not be that bad because I was already I was already homo. So I'm just like, maybe it won't be that bad.
Girl, we can all relate. Now, no comment from Lala or her ex on the uproar, but Lala's friend who was on the live claims the comments were out of context, and this was for entertainment since Lala wants to do stand-up comedy. Do we believe it was just jokes, or was she out of pocket? And what y'all think about, are there feminine men out there?
Definitely. I worked with one for quite some time. There is yeah, like, I mean, I know Lala. And Lala has an ill sense of humor. And like either you get her or you don't. So like this definitely falls into the lexicon of, like something that she would say, and some people would take it the wrong way. And there are some people that will have sex with someone and have a baby with them because they have good genes.
Yeah.
I meant to say feminine straight men. Of course, it's feminine men, but I meant to say.
Oh, yeah.
That.
Yeah, it's a spectrum. There's a spectrum. I guess people are speculating about her baby daddy, maybe calling people daddy, But Claudia, what I was kind of curious about what you were talking about. Like, we've all dealt with this. Have you had to deal with some non-masculine men?
We've all dated and got tricked and been with a down low man. Absolutely. It's
really? How common is that?
1,000%. Me and my friends, we have these conversations. I hear other women's groups talking. It's unanimous. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, for sure. And they give details, like just certain behaviors, certain things they want to do, just certain ways about them, catching them with someone.
I just don't understand it. I just don't. That would be like me pretending. I don't know. This is a bad analogy. Like me pretending I was my favorite vegan restaurant, and the whole time I'm just like a steak and burgers guy. Like, I don't understand why someone would pretend. Why would someone pretend to be straight?
They do it all the time, pretending to be a pescatarian, but in fact, they're not. You know what I mean? Or like I don't know. Meat. Beyond meat is a great way to say it. I don't know why people waste people's time with this. With her, maybe there was a amount of clout that goes with it. There's a payoff, and she definitely gets a lot of attention online. Who knows? But I know we've all been tricked before. I 1,000%
I mean, I can tell by the pose in the picture, like, and I don't have the best gaydar. My gaydar is terrible, but like I can tell by the picture that, like, you would probably pick a bike without the seat.
Okay, hold up. I'm going to go. So it's Tyler Parker. I have never been on his Instagram page before in my life. I'm going to do this live. I have Googled his Instagram page.
Okay.
And yeah, the radar, but also
her picture.
But also he's like a fit. This is a fit, handsome guy. I am. There are posts on my Instagram with my shirt off where I'm proud of my physique. That doesn't necessarily mean
I don't think it's that though. I think she's throwing a jab with maybe and not necessarily saying he's gay. I think she's saying he's probably had some bitch assness about him, and that could be two totally different things. She's probably, if it wasn't a joke, she's probably like, maybe she feels like he didn't stand up and protect her or whatever. It doesn't have to be like he's not heterosexual. It could be she's saying like he wasn't manly and masculine as far as a straight man is. And there's straight men that just move within
now, this picture right here, like, strikes me as the type, I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's showing, like, just because he's showing all 32 of his teeth, but like this picture right here does give the energy of a person who knows what meat tastes like.
Well, this is the problem with filters, though, is they hit my man with the soft focus filter.
Right.
The makeup artist went to the nines already. There's not a detail on his face at all.
And sometimes in his defense, I mean, I've definitely taken a selfie with the man and I have the filter on for me because I wanted to look extra cute. And it puts blush and makeup on him. You know what I mean? Like
I
that
have
doesn't happen.
seen that, yeah.
And that's not his fault.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna talk about some things that shook us in 2025. As 20 and a quarter came to an end, there are 3 stories that popped up on our feeds. Everyone, drop down, get in the chat, let us know which one shook you the most. First up, from last year. First up, Tyler Perry's facing yet another lawsuit. Actor Mario Rodriguez is suing TP for $77 million, claiming Mr. Atlanta made unwanted sexual advances for years. And he gave him cash payments afterwards. Sir, you accepted that cash. Of course, Tyler's attorneys are calling this a shakedown. But now this is the second actor suing him with similar allegations in just 6 months. And remember, where there's baby oil, there's Diddy.
My thing about that, like, no man, right, is gonna show up to a place and get sexually assaulted twice by another man.
And
Like,
you know what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna turn around and be like, you know what, bro? Hey, man, that's not my thing. Blah 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 blah. And the other guy's like, but would you like this cash? Oh yeah, sure, okay, that's fine. What?
People got bad moral compasses because, like, I don't even care, like, if you're getting paid and you're doing a gig and you feel like you have to endure this to get the, and the crazy thing, it's not lost on me that women have dealt with this for centuries. I get it, sexual harassment, but like, because of the pride of men, like, no man is gonna constantly show up to a situation where somebody is emasculating him by treating him like he's a dame. Like, no guy is gonna do that.
Well, I lived in Los Angeles for a long time, and much like Lala, there were men that I was around that were more baby mama than baby daddy. And I think when you really want something really badly, you'll be surprised what straight men will do and allow, and what kind of abuse they'll allow when they think of the bigger picture. I mean, men are marrying women that they're not attracted to or don't really want to be intimate with for opportunity. That happens all the time.
That's different. That's scoundrel work.
Men are going to dinners and going on yachts with rich, famous, wealthy men and being gay for pay, or thinking there may be an opportunity, a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and compromising. I remember when I was on Deal or No Deal, there was a model on there that said her man wanted to do this soft porn. It was gay porn. Mm-hmm. And he was allegedly straight with her. And she was like, why would you even consider this? Are you gay? And he says, no, but this could be a great opportunity for me. And I want to work with this director. And I'm like, what? And I heard that more than once. There's a lot of people that are willing to compromise when they think, well, I'll deal with this a little bit to maybe get this thing. And then maybe when it gets too much for them, then they do a lawsuit. I don't know. You would think men would be more like, oh, hell no, get off. You know, that's not part of my moral compass. It's not on my compass. But I've seen a lot of men compromise and be okay with things they normally wouldn't be okay with when they think opportunity and money is at the, like I said, the end of that rainbow.
Yeah. Did the man who did the gay porn ever make it into a Christopher Nolan film?
No, he did. I think she talked him out of it, but he ended up dying.
Oh,
because of the porn, or?
He was like jacked up on some kind of energy drink, and he tried to race the train and cut across the track.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Oh, damn.
I didn't expect a reaction. Okay. All right.
Outcome.
I thought a different kind of train was going to get him.
Maybe there was 2 trains. I don't know. And just when we had a new king and queen of couples goals, sources say Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre quietly split after less than a year together. Now, Teyana just called Aaron her apple pie last month, but some thought this was a PR relationship anyway, so maybe the contract was up.
That sucks. You know, we was rooting for them. We were all rooting for them. And Zeus Network just dropped a trailer for Justin and Christian Combs docuseries detailing the up and down of their dad Diddy's arrest, trial, and incarceration. Check this out.
Of his children arriving in court. court for day one of their father's sex trafficking trial in New York, hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony yesterday? Do you apologize on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent? Do you still convinced your father's innocent? Your daddy got 4 years! Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women! That's wrong! You should get more!
Fight this to the end. He's innocent. Not afraid of the charges. Nothing like the OJ all over again.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
Should have spelled it with a U.
The fact that he's in Fort Dix is so funny to me.
Outstanding.
This show is starting off very good. This show is starting off very lot of subliminals. First of all, Justin looks nothing like Diddy. Can I just say that? Like, Diddy's genes and the other kids are 1,000% evident you are the father. With Justin, yeah. I'm sorry, but looks nothing like him. He does look like Wolf. He looks a lot like Wolf, but he does not look like Diddy, because Diddy's daughters and everybody else looks just like. Wow, Zeus! I gotta give it to Zeus. Zeus knows how to snag those projects that are gonna get people watching, because people are gonna watch this.
Zeus is like the Ellis Island for troubled entertainment. You know what I mean? Like if you've been ran afoul of the law and got some stuff going on, Zeus will accept you. They took the Jonathan Majors movie, all those fist fighting girls from reality shows, baddies, North, East, West, and South. They got all the shows, man. But out of all these three things, which one shocked y'all the most?
For me, the Tyler Perry story. I know that might be crazy, but that one to me was the most shocking. These others, we could have called them, could have seen them coming.
Teyana and Aaron, because they just were spotted all over each other, and I thought she was a bit much for him because she's so sexy, so edgy, and he seemed so kind of square, and I thought that she would be too much for him. But they seemed like they were so passionate about each other, so I was kind of surprised about that.
For me, it was the Diddy and his Sons documentary, because in order to do a counter documentary, you had to watch the first one. And then you had to hear about the things that your dad probably did. And you know what I mean? And I wouldn't drink after him.
Well, they said one of the sons was kind of down in there with them doing stuff. So allegedly, I don't know.
Anyway. Who y'all rocking with in the chat, yo? Which y'all think was the craziest story out of all of that? And we'll holler on the other side, man.
That comment is funny. Christy, the chat was saying that the judge was petty for putting him in Fort Dix.
Of all the places. Can't stop, won't stop.
All right, stick around, because we're going to talk about Stefon Diggs' arrest, Shannon Sharpe, dirty dog ways.
Ooh.
Shannon is always in some mess. And Pastor Jamal Bryant was defending his wife's dress, and he went hard. Pause. But I got to finish that first segment like that, because the whole first segment was all about Fort Dix. We'll be back after this break.
Not Fort Dix.
back to Side Dish. We was actually tapping in with y'all in the chat, looking at the poll. I think, like 41% of the people was actually shocked at the whole Tyler Perry situation, and everything else was broken up right down the middle with the rest of the math. It went away, and I'm not going to do that in my head right now. Just not. But shout out to y'all. And a lot of people was also commenting on how Justin looks like Albie Shore, and there's a popular rumor also too that maybe he adopted Albie Shore's kid. There's just something weird between that dynamic there. But, I rest my case. But let's talk about this new case. Stefon Diggs. He may have caught more than the past because the NFL star is now dodging serious legal trouble off the field. His former private chef accused him of a violent physical altercation that allegedly stemmed from a pay dispute. She's accusing Diggs of slapping and strangling her and trying to pressure her into signing an NDA before paying her, which she refused to sign. She has also alleged that Stefon Diggs' girlfriend, we know who that is, texted her to drop the matter, even though she did not name Cardi B explicitly. Now, Stefon was arrested, released, but is expected to be arraigned next month, while Cardi B has remained pretty silent on the situation.
Come on, Stefon. I'm a big Patriots fan. I grew up rocking with the Patriots. That's like the best team for a troubled player to be with because they do have a lot of structure there. Don't mess this up. And don't be... there's a lot of whispers about Stefon, and I don't want them to be true. I'm a Cardi B fan. I want them to be happy and ride off into the sunset together. But he's not helping. And you're too high profile, too successful of a person to have this stuff around you. And whatever it is, you got to stop doing what you're doing. Like, decrease the access to you, something. But I hope it's not true because strangulation, that's a serious charge. Over non-payment when he's so blessed, he's so paid, he's super successful. So I don't know. There's got to be more to the story.
Yeah, she wanted to get paid, and he gave her 5.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. I don't understand not paying a chef, like the person who's literally putting food on your plate, like the food that you told them that you wanted. That is what's going on there. And if that person wants to get paid because you had an agreement, you pay that person. It's like that's like getting into an argument with the person who mows your lawn. Like they're just there doing the work for you. I don't understand why anyone would ever okay, yeah, you wanted to sign an NDA. Okay, all right, I get that. And maybe she could have signed that NDA, but at the exact same time, that's no call for you to ever put your hand on a chef.
Yo, when I tell you I be Canadian nice to people that handle my food,
right?
Or whether we're in a restaurant, a drive-through, or even if I'm buying a bag of fruit from the Muslims on the corner. You got to treat the people that feed you well because you don't want it to come with a side of sauce that wasn't on that menu.
Do you think there's any chance that the chef is lying? Totally.
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance. There's always a chance. Here's my thing, and I go back to this, and I know this isn't the canary in the coal mine. This isn't necessarily when there's smoke, there's fire. But remember, we talked about this when him and Cardi first got together, and it was about how all of his teammates got together on one video, and they asked the Patriots players, like, which player would you not want your sister to date? And they all said Stefon Diggs, and they weren't even joking.
And he appears to be notorious for running onto the field with no helmet, if you know what I mean. Because he had the baby at the same time that him and Cardi had the baby. And I don't know if I saw an old post or if it's a new allegation that he has another baby on the way potentially. His defense need to be better.
Yeah, there's definitely no O-line or defensive line. There's none of that. They're just running through the hole.
Yeah, his O-line is offsides all the time. Very early. O-line right off the bat. You would think you get a couple good pump fakes in, but no, one pump fake O-line and then he's out, so.
He's definitely taking it to the house every time.
Yeah.
Every time. No fumbling.
A plan B line.
I hate that though, because I really wanted Cardi to have left Offset to move on, found this new, healthier, taller, more in shape version, and then not have these ghetto problems. And
it is wild that Offset is more of the model citizen in this whole dynamic of all
is
of
it? I don't know.
Wasn't he caught in bed with that lady? I'm trying to remember. What was it? I remember seeing that post, and she made a video, and Offset's just over there snoozing. But I'm like, bro, she got you.
He's sleeping like he's been there before, like very
Oh,
comfortable, like not paranoid. Like you fall asleep. Anyways, just guys are just so
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Jesus be offense because the Saints have been stirring over this one. Pastor Jamal Bryant is responding to backlash after his wife, Dr. Carrie Turner Bryant, stepped out in a dress that may or may not have been too revealing for a first lady. Let's take a look at the dress in action while we listen to what the good pastor had to say.
They didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress, and I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me. If you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie and Holly Hobby, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself.
That's wild.
All right. Does the first lady dress code apply in and out of the church house regardless? What do y'all think about this?
I think they always put people of the cloth on such a higher pedestal than sometimes they need to be, like, because they do the same things we do. It's just they have a different job and they go over the flock. I thought her dress was going to be worse based off all the hoopla I heard about it. It wasn't that bad, and I'm sure they probably they probably received a lot of like singles that night at the college United Negro College Fund. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever keeps people interested. And once again, it was a flesh colored dress. It wasn't like it was a see-through situation. People need high resolution phones.
Yeah, it wasn't like a sheer dress that was revealing. It was sort of that nude tone, which grabs the eye. I think we would all agree that it grabs the eye really quick because you go, oh, what's going on? And looking at that dress, I thought she looked stunning in that dress. I didn't find any offense with that dress. But also, there's a lot of religious folks who are a lot more conservative than I am. And I understand that. And at that point, he and she are obviously representatives of that church. And if you're one of the more conservative people in that church, I would understand you feeling like this. But I also think he crossed his T's and dotted his I's when he said, that's my wife. That's how I wanted the dress. I bought the dress. I wanted to be excited to see her because I agree with him on all those things too.
Church folks, some are so full of shit. Y'all have a problem with this dress because she has it's the shape of her body. If she was an obese woman, y'all would be like, yes, she ate that. Yes, she looked so good. She looked amazing. Yep. Oh, yes, sis, you ate that. You did that. If she was skinny with no hips and no ass, they'd be like, oh, she looked cute, adorable. It's because she has that body shape. And women that are shaped like that, we've done stories on teachers. We've done stories on police officers, women in uniforms dressed conservatively. But because the body shape is like that, anything they wear is going to grab the eye. There was nothing wrong with that dress. People are really putting 10 on 20. And I always look at it like this. I think when you're at an event with your husband, that is the time and place to dress sexy, attractive. You're with your man. Now, if you want to be on a girl's trip, if she was at a Kappa party dressed with some booty shorts on and she's a married woman, I could see the outrage. But I feel like these people are making much ado about nothing. It's really about this woman's body and anything she wears. When she was on stage, when he was talking and she had that red outfit on with a little snatch of the belt, her body looked super like Coke bottle-ish. And I'm sure people would side-eye that. Shut up, live and let live. Y'all only have a problem because of her body shape. I swear, if she was a skinny chick with no hips, y'all wouldn't say nothing. If she was an obese woman, y'all would be praising her. So please,
Claudia, I think you're 100% right. I want to hit some of these comments real quick. Callie Staggins said, "Devil's walking among us in bright daylight at this point." Shea Butter Mama said, "Inappropriate for the first lady. Otherwise, it was suggestive at its best." These aren't your grandma's church, folks. And then Angel App 4410, it said if she didn't wear it, he'd be looking at a female who did. And then Nicole Perry 444 said his former first lady dressed like that too, and he cheated on her. And then another person said that this was beard behavior. Woo!
Beard.
The congregation is divided on that one. Wow, like, strong.
I don't want to hear nothing from them when y'all don't say nothing. When Eddie Long was out there with his toupees on. Remember Bishop Eddie Long?
They was roasting his ass too, like because he would come out there in them Under Armour shirts.
All to my building, visiting the boys in the building, and y'all was still going to church, giving them money. This double standards. Miss me. Yeah, they did talk about him. But this,
had he lived, he'd have been at the parties that we just talked about the documentary for.
All right, cook it.
That part.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we got to move on to Shannon Sharp.
Wow.
Guys, listen, a lot of folks say when you ain't learned the lesson comes back a little bit louder. And for Shannon Sharp, this next test is going to come courtesy of a passport and a little fun in the sun. My cousins, we call them passport bros when they get into this. Check out what he had to say to Ocho about needing a reset.
I think about going to the Dominican and treat myself. What kind of car they got over there?
They drive mopeds.
Oh, what they got? They got something with like long hair, light skin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait.
Oh God.
The DR, like you talk about Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What they do out there?
Oh.
Man, if it don't, when I travel for soccer reasons only. So if it ain't got nothing to do with soccer, I'm
gonna sock something. Yeah. That's what I'm going.
I done heard the story. I done heard the story.
Yeah.
Okay, not I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh, you had me confused. I'm like, DR, you don't even like baseball like that.
I'm gonna sock something. Okay, now some of the Dominican Republic evidently has got a reputation for being the go-to destination for beautiful women, some of who are professionally ready to fulfill your desires for a few pesos, allegedly. Now, what's not alleged is that Shannon is no stranger to paying, because remember, not too long ago, he had that $20 million payout to the 20-some-odd-year-old OnlyFans model. Why is he saying these things out loud into a camera?
Because CTE is real. Like, just because you were dumb last year don't mean you gotta be dumb this year too. Bro, have you not learned from that check that you had to write out to that ironing board built broad that you got in all that trouble with, to where, like, and granted, you could still be a freak and do all the freaky things.
Yes.
But you also, like, gotta use your inside voice sometimes and do stuff when the camera is off. Like, have we learned nothing, sir?
I think Shannon is trying so hard to prove his masculinity to the rest of us that he is going overboard and behaving in a way that is not how a 60-something-year-old man should behave. That's number one. Number two, Shannon, brush your tongue. It's so white. Don't go to the Dominican Republic spreading that bacteria around to everyone. Brush your tongue. You disappoint me. I used to be such a fan of yours, and the more you talk, the more I'm like, you're such an embarrassment. You paid this young 20-something-year-old that finessed you. Now you want to go to Dominican Republic because poverty keeps these women in prostitution. You are an embarrassment. And then, as black as you are, as a black man, to sit there and say you want something young and light-skinned with long hair, it just gives self-hate. What's wrong with the chocolate woman? What's wrong with the woman that's beautiful and brown and in your age range? You are a buffoon, and I'm embarrassed of you. I'm embarrassed of you. And brush your tongue. Scrape it. Like that woman scraped your pockets.
Did you accuse him of having thrush?
He looks like he's got a yeast infection on his tongue. Yes, it does.
Man.
Those brushes in the chat, if you agree with Claudia was putting down, and no thrush in 2026. Right?
Oh my God, he's so embarrassing.
All right, listen, man, we got to run off the break, but when we come back, man, listen, we got an OnlyFans model who got a baptism. Or was it a faptism? We'll tell you about it.
Not the baptism!
And in seek help. Welcome back. 2026 is already showing out, much like this show. That first block was crazy. Okay, OnlyFans adult film star Lily Phillips, yes, the one who broke records by sleeping with over 1,000 men in 12 hours, Jesus Christ, has officially gone from getting gangbangs, damn, I went to college for this, to giving God the glory. All right, now just after the new year, Lily shared a video of her baptism. New year, new me, new vagina. Take a look.
Everything that I felt, praise the Lord. Worship Christ with the best of your poor.
Okay. All right. Now.
Bet you that water turned to soup.
Yeah. Oh, God. Now, Lily told Newsweek that while some Christians might side-eye her past, she's focused on getting closer to God and proving that she is not just a dehumanizing two-dimensional sex doll. But what she did not say, however, is if she's quitting the adult film industry. FYI, I just checked just because I am the head of research here, and her OnlyFans link is still active. It's still active. So is this a real rebirth or is this a rebrand? She says, I'm really looking forward to strengthening and growing my relationship with God. We are pigeonholed. That sounds like she might be going back to work soon.
Look how average she is.
Yeah, basic cable. Maybe she got baptized because she needs the cure.
Wow.
She wants to get closer to God, and she is with sleeping with 1,000 men. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy because Jesus had 12 disciples, and she wanted to get 1,000. That's wild. That's way too many disciples.
It's a lot of D disciples. It's a lot of D. I have seen one penis in the past 3 years. Well,
really?
One, and only a few times. And lady, can you leave some for the rest of us? I blame you why I'm not getting none, because you're screwing all of them. And 1,000 men in 12 hours. Okay, not to be too graphic, but y'all have had those great nights where you're like, damn, we got like 3 off in one night, or maybe 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your woman's vagina then is puffy after that, much like a baboon. I don't know, a baboon's ass. I don't know how you do 1,000. How 5? How do you do it? Like, do they just stick it in one in and out? There's no way. 12 hours, 1,000 men.
See, and you're thinking about the physicality of it. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about like
The morality.
ratio, not even a morality, because I think about like how many people could fit in the State Farm Arena, right? And that's
the
like
logistics.
Yeah, like so, like looking at the section that holds 1,000 people, and just imagine 1,000 people doing something to one person, and that's like 1,000 people that are now going back out into the world. And I know they're supposed to take a drug test, but or STD test, but you can fake those things as evidenced by some things that happened in the past.
Do you think that man number like 985 actually didn't do the deed, but he got in there and he was like, do you have time today to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Have y'all been to a comedy club? Like when you go to like an improv, they hold about 300 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so some of your favorite comedians, say, I don't know, some more went and had a show at the improv and it's sold out. 300 men. Friday show, Saturday's 8 p.m. show, Saturday's 10 p.m. show, and then another 100 the next day in the overflow. That's
matinee.
The matinee. That's how many people were in her vagina in 12 hours. If she's in a Days Inn, the corridor, she'd have to be at the very end of the hotel. The line would be all the way to the front desk and wrapped around the hotel, probably about thrice?
Possibly. Do you think some of the people that went to that Days Inn, you think they carpooled? And what do you talk about on the way there and back?
Of course. I think on the way there, they were hyped. On the way back, they probably were quiet. Like, what does our life come to? I was number 752. And then the other guys were, hey, guy, I was 987. You know what I mean? Like,
it's one of those things where like, it doesn't reflect positively upon her. It also reflects just as bad upon the men. Our friend in the comments, Gino Black Official, did the math. That's 83.3 men per hour. Wow.
Okay, how is that even possible then? So they're just sticking it in. They're not coming. They're just sticking it in and taking it. I think when it comes to that, it's just like a number, like how many people just enter. There's no way. Yeah, no, I think they just stick it in, and then that counts as I had sex with that person. Don't you think? Because
that shouldn't count then. Like, do you think? I don't know if she made it into Guinness Book of World Records for doing this, but like, if they didn't finish, it don't count.
Do you think that she served them wine and said, "This is my body given to you"? Do you think she said those things?
Only time will tell.
I'm telling you, that vagina was very puffy after that.
Well, listen, we're going to go to break and we're going to purify and cleanse ourselves. We'll see you. Drop some wine glasses in the chat just to let us know you with us, man.
Wow.
Drop some pills in the chat if you're outraged.
Crosses, maybe some insulin in the chat.
Is there a penicillin emoji? There's so many pills and bottle of wine in the chat right now. It's crazy. Welcome back. It's time for the question of the day, and it's time to set the scene. All right, now you're headed to a party that's BYOB. Let's bring your own bottle, and the function is a vibe. Music's bumping, conversations are flowing, bottles is getting cracked, but it doesn't get finished. The night winds down, jackets is on, Ubers are called, and there it is. Your half full bottle staring right at you from the counter. Here's the question: to take or not to take? Do you take the bottle because it was yours, or do you leave it for the house? It's a moral dilemma.
Okay.
No, it's so
I
good.
have, unfortunately, I'm going to reveal a little truth about myself. A lot of times, I'm one of the last people to leave a party. I'm doing dry January, by the way, guys. I'm doing dry January.
Congrats.
No alcohol at all for all of January. It's going great. We're 5 days in. But when I was not on my dry January game and I'd be at a party with a bottle, I was that guy who'd like, first off, I never left a half full bottle. I drank that whole bottle. But then also there'd be times where I'm like, oh, we're going to this other thing. And I would like, maybe it's cheap. I don't know. But I would take like my beers with me. And I know that's not the best look. You should leave them as a token of appreciation for the host.
Absolutely. I host my house like dinner parties a lot, or like come over, bring something, and I spend all the money on the crab legs and the clams and the shrimp and then this and then that. If I can't benefit from a little leftover alcohol, that's ghetto, Tanner. Tanner, you're very
I know.
ghetto. That is very ghetto of you. We're gonna have to do better for this new year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never leave a bottle behind. If anybody has ever been out drinking with me, you know I kind of slam my drinks. It's almost a weird competitive thing I do. Like even if it's wine in a glass, I'll, and then I'm done. So there's never anything left. And if there was, I would probably leave it because I feel like the first step to alcoholism is to leave with the bottle.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it certainly is.
I remember a friend brought a half bottle of wine to my house back when I lived in LA. And that probably is a bottle he took from another event. So I'm like, what? Very ghetto.
I will say this is I've been at parties and I've also thrown parties where you have a bunch of people over. You know, you're having a big party. You're having lots of folks over. And there will be more booze left than you even bought sometimes. And so in those scenarios, maybe a few people should take a couple bottles with them.
Now, this is a lower shelf thing, but I went to a New Year's Day dinner at a friend's, and we bought like drinks, not alcoholic drinks, soda, Fanta, Coca-Cola, and Mr. Pibb. And when we left, the Mr. Pibb was not opened at all. And I looked at it, and I was looking at the door. I looked at it again, and then I left it. But I thought about that Mr. Pibb multiple times because I just like no one opened it. No one had a can of it. And,
I'm not mad at that because nobody wanted it, it seemed like.
Yeah, and it was Mr. Pibb Extra. I don't know if that made it.
Yo,
like,
the new Mr. Pibb, because I happen to have an inside track with Coca-Cola, and the new Mr.
Pibb Connect?
I got a Pibb Connect.
The Pibb plug.
I got a Pibb Connect. We got a new Pibb coming out with like more caffeine and more flavor. Anyhow, that's later.
Oh, let's go.
A homegirl of mine brought a bunch of White Claws to my house, and I think I still have them, and it's been like 2 years. I wish she would have taken them with her.
Well, that's the other thing is, honest to goodness, a lot of drinks in cans will expire. Like beer will expire around 6 months. White Claws, I'm sure, can expire. And so that's the other thing is like, if you wind up at a place where a lot of it stacks up over time, it can expire and go bad. And so take it home and drink it. That's the respectful thing to do.
So you were doing...
Yo, at the end of this month, Tan, I need you to come by the crib because I got a bunch of cases of things that might be water. If you don't come and get it.
Yeah, we should just organize some day drinking in Atlanta. We can do this.
Hell yeah. Well, off the break we go, but when we come back, first one of 2026, everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? See you in Dose.
Love it. Oh my gosh, you guys. It is time for the first everybody's favorite game of the year. Here it comes. There it is.
Whose cousin is it?
All right. Callie Stacking says, can 553 people in the chat please hit that like button? Okay, here we go. A 44-year-old Florida woman just caught a felony for acting like the Grinch and not the one at Universal Studios. She allegedly stole 6 children's gifts from under a Christmas tree at a Red Roof Inn.
She said, F them kids. She claimed she thought the toys were all of the kids in the building, but get this, she doesn't even have kids.
And because this isn't the Gift Snatcher's first sticky-fingered event, her $48 toy swipe got upgraded to a felony. She was booked on a $5,000 bond and could face up to 5 years in prison. Whose cousin is this?
I think this is my cousin. I think it's because of Florida, and I also think my Florida cousin, my cousins in Florida, are looking for any opportunity to get something they don't deserve and don't need. And I think it's my cousin.
I do feel this is a white woman that's a meth addict in Florida that could maybe even be also a lot lizard.
Lot lizard, yes.
Yeah, it's giving lot lizard vibes.
Okay. Yeah, because it was at a Red Roof Inn, that tells me they maybe don't live in Florida. They was visiting, and because they threw the whole library book at her for this offense, I think it might be me and Claudia's cousin, but we're gonna find out in real time.
All right.
3, 2, 1, move that van.
It's a lot lizard.
Erica Rothenbuehler.
Rothenbuehler?
Beginner lot lizard.
Yeah, she's new. She's not an old-timey lot lizard just yet. I swear, I got a few kids in my room, and not a single child was served a present that Christmas Day.
Man,
Oh, poor thing. That's sad, though. She looks a little sad in her eyes.
Yeah.
I almost feel racist for assuming it was us.
I almost
should have
went
been a little
there.
equal opportunity with that one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
digress. Shout out to everybody in the chat that got it right.
Hey,
Everyone got it wrong.
I want to shout out Andrea. She ran over 500 miles in 2025, and I love hearing that stuff. I love hearing any little accomplishment you guys get in the chat. So let us know. Let us know when you do something big.
And big up to Andrea because she ran that race and didn't have a heart attack.
Facts. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow, guys.